Texas. In my opinion, the current Wild West of poker. I love playing here. Flew from Philly to Dallas where I played an unvlogged session the night before and won $700, so I'm feeling good. Once I get to my hotel, I got dressed right away and headed straight to Texas Card House. For those unfamiliar with Texas poker, it's time to rake in this state since taking money directly out of the pots would make the games illegal. Nice workaround, Texas. Since I don't live here, I buy my hours for each session and run my time down to 0. We've got 5 hours to make some magic happen. Let's do this. The first hour of this session basically gets burned. It's an hour of looking down at 8 deuce, 10-4, and Jack 3. And then, finally, I pick up these bad boys. As is seemingly tradition, I'm under the gun, so I gotta earn this pot out of position. I open things up to 12, then things immediately get interesting when +1 3-bets me to $40. Folds to the low jack who cold calls the 40, then it's back to me. +1 has about 200 and change left, and the low jack's money is likely dead in the water, so as far as I'm concerned, there's only one move to make. You know what's coming, I'm going for it, we are all in. +1 snap calls, which was rather concerning. Low jack predictably folds, then after the board runs out clean, it's my kings over +1's queens. Finally, after an hour, we pick up a hand and cooler someone with it. A bit later we pick up our next pocket pair in the form of 10s. There's 2 limps to me in the hijack and I open things up to 20. The cutoff calls, and so does the low jack. We go 3 ways to Jack 3-4. Not loving the overcard, but when low jack checks to me, I go ahead with a C bet of 25 and take it down when both of my opponents fold. Fine by me. Okay folks, strap in. You're about to see something nasty.
Everybody strap in!
In this one, middle position, a dude who seems to be a solid player with a deep stack and a strap around knapsack opens the action up to 15. Folds to me on the cutoff and I look down at Jack 10 of diamonds. If you saw my episode from Hustler, you know I have a bone to pick with myself holding this hand. In the end, I decide to let it go. Please show me and my audience what you have, man. Did you have it? Or did you just pull off one of the grossest bluffs that's ever been pulled against me? It's the latter. Ace-4 offsuit with the ace of diamonds. Oh my god. I want to play this one in position, but I don't want to do it in a Texas heads-up situation, known in other locations as a family pot. So to up the chances of playing heads-up, or even just taking it down right now, I 3-bet this bad boy to 45. That plan works, and we get it isolated. It gets back to the original raiser, who decides to call. Ace of hearts, 5 of clubs, 3 of clubs is the flop. Middle position checks to me, and I make a range bet of 45. Should have made this one more like a third pot, but oh well. I'm already bluffing, so I'd love if middle position couldn't continue here, but he does. I'm prepared to give up on most turn cards. The king of spades is not one of those turn cards. Middle position checks again, and now it's time to start telling a story titled, I Have Ace King by the Poker Pilot. I bet 85 this time. If he calls, I can at least get bailed out by the deck if a queen peels off on the river. I'd really like him to just fold now though. But he calls. Crap. Again, I'm prepared to give up on most river cards. The king of hearts, however, is not one of those river cards. He checks to me one last time, and holding complete air, but having told a story of having a strong hand, it's time to bluff. Here's the thing though, I can't make a small bet that he will have to call with the hands that he'd arrive here with, such as ace-queen with the ace of clubs, or even Broadway kings of clubs. I'm gonna have to polarize myself and say, I have aces, kings, ace-king, or complete air. I think you know where this is going. Yep, we're doing this thing. It's time for an overbet bluff shove. We are all in for $550. Please fold. We fade the snap call, which is excellent. He is now deep in the blender. He starts thinking out loud saying, I thought I was trapping, but now I'm not so sure. And now I know he's got a strong hand, but something that still loses to aces, kings, or ace-king. He gives me a really good sweat, being in the tank for a few minutes. Then he folds. We got this one through. Overbet bluff shove for the win. Good fold, I tell him, before returning my hand to the dealer face down. He then claims pocket threes. Holy crap, I got a full house to fold. Amazing stuff. Now if you'll excuse me, I could use one of those comped beers that TCH gives out. What a rush that was. Now we're sitting pretty with about 900 in front of us, and there's a maniac 2 seats to my right who becomes my target. He's playing pots with dust and getting lucky on some of them, so I'm going to try to get in pots with him and make his luck run out. That guy is the low jack and opens up a pot for 15, and with the seat to my direct right currently on a restroom break, I'm next to act as the hijack with ace queen. Perfect. Time to put my plan into action. I 3-bet to 45, hoping the maniac calls with whatever weird hand he's playing, and we play a heads-up pot with me in position. Things don't disappoint. Everyone folds to him, and he calls the 45. Perfect. Here we go. He's only got 135 left, so I plan to shove for it on any board that makes sense. Ace Jack 10 is a board that makes sense. He checks, I jam, and he insta-calls. I go ahead and table my ace queen, and the board runs out 4 of hearts, 9 of hearts. He then tables 10-9 offsuit. Of course. Okay, let's try that again. This time the maniac makes a $10 straddle, and I look down at the ladies. Excellent, 30 bucks to go. The small blind and the straddle and maniac make the call. 3 ways to 7-5-4, checks to me, and I bet 50 bucks, hoping just my mark comes along. Small blind folds, perfect. And my target does something even better. He just goes ahead and shoves the rest of his chips in, $266. Easy snap call. I couldn't get my chips across the line fast enough. Turns an ace. Shh. He just got there, didn't he? River's a deuce, who cares? And he tables ace-9 offsuit. For crying out loud! I should be absolutely printing money against this guy, but he keeps getting lucky. Alright, I got knocked back down into the negatives for the session, which is quite frustrating. But anyway, I'll give Queen Jack a shot. Under the gun limps in, gets to me on the button, and I open it up to 15. The big blind and under the gun come along. We see Queen of Hearts, 10 of Hearts, 9 of Diamonds. My opponents check to me, and with middle pair and an open-ended straight draw, I c-bet 25, which both of them match. Goes to the 3 of Diamonds, which doesn't bring in any draws, but introduces a new one. My top pair medium kicker is a bit vulnerable here with multiple opponents and lots of draws out there. But I also have an open-ender of my own, so when my opponents check to me, it's just a matter of sizing here. This is one of those strange spots where when you bet, you wouldn't mind either way if you get calls or folds. All that said, I think I could go with a high variance move here to both put maximum pressure on draws and either get value from them or deny their equity against my top pair. I've got both opponents covered, and it's about 275 effective. So, yep, we're doing it again. We are all in for over twice the size of the pot. My opponents end up not liking the price, they fold, and we take this one down with the aggression. I'd then try to play the Jamin Burton hand, but it'd go multi-way, and I'd get check raised on the turn, forcing me out of there. Then I pick up this stupid hand on the button, make an isolation 3-bet pre, play a heads-up pot on a board which ends up double pairing, and lose to ace high. Why do I even bother with this hand anymore? 8-6 of spades in the cutoff. I open it up to 15 over limper, then it gets to the small blind who makes it 40. Limper folds, and since the 3-bet sizing was small and we're deep enough with this opponent, I go ahead and call, hoping to hit a sneaky strong hand. 9-6-3 rainbow is the flop. The small blind c-bets to 15, and with middle pair and backdoor possibilities, I make the call. Offsuit 4 peels off for the turn. This time, he checks to me. He could be giving up here with hands like ace-king and ace-queen, so I give it a stab myself for 50 bucks. Unfortunately, he does make the call. A 7 peels off on the river, and he checks to me again. We've got a decision to make now. Give up, or try to steal it. I'm the one more likely to have sets on this board, 10-8 suited, 7-6 suited, 7-5 suited for the straight, etc. He's also checked to me on the turn and river, telling a story that he's got a marginal hand, but was good enough to make it here. For these reasons, I'm going to try to fold out that marginal hand, and I go with a sizing of 115. Oh, he snapped me off. Crap. I tell him, you're good, and he tables pocket queens. Oops.
You got me.
Okay, we're in our last half hour, and after those several hands, I'm in the hole and top off for an extra 400, putting me in this game for 900 total. We have to make something happen here. Time's running out. In this one, the hijack, the player I got that gangster bluff through on, opens the pot up for 15. It gets to me on the small blind, and I look down at 5-4 of clubs. I know what you're thinking. No way, man. Don't do it. Here's the thing. I didn't fly all the way to Dallas to run out of time to play and not get into another fun pot with this guy. So you better buckle up, because it's 60 to go. Gets back to him, and he agrees on the rematch with me. We see a very interesting flop of 6-3 King Rainbow. Now I may actually make a sneaky big value hand in a 3-bet pot. With the king out there, I range bet 40 bucks, and he makes the call. The turn, guys, is the deuce of clubs. Normally deuces are bricks, but not this time. In this 3-bet pot, I've got the stone nuts. For now anyway. Now I intend to take him on a non-stop flight to Value Town and bet 105. He purchases his ticket there, and we see a river, hoping it's clean. It's not the cleanest card, but it's not filthy either. The 4 of hearts shows up, but honestly, is he ever going to put me on any 5x holding right now? I doubt it. I shove the rest of my stack in, targeting his kings, and he quickly calls it this time. I show him the bad news, and as he mucks, he claims pocket kings. Not sure if I believe him this time, because wouldn't pocket kings have raised me at some point? Any point in this hand? Either way, I make a smooth landing in Value Town and greet him as he walks off the plane.
No, I popped that.
You have set? Oh my god. Wow. Shit.
Alright, after that one, we're even for the session and have less than 1 minute to go. Just enough time to get dealt one more hand. Let's see the cards dealer. Alright, she delivered them on time, and no matter what, this is the end of the session, because I'm out of time. The buzzer's gonna go off on my timer. As the cards are flying, I make a joke. Alright, last hand. Time to run kings into aces. I'm under the gun, 12 to go. 2 calls. Button, then 3 bets to 60. Then the small blind, 4 bets to 200. This money is all going in at some point, isn't it? I can either flat or... That's right. On the last hand, we are shoving all of these in the middle. All in. It folds to the 4-better, who calls. I table my kings, and he holds still. The board runs out, no ace on it, and he's taking a little too long to show. Does he have queens or ace-king suited? No. He has aces.
Wow. That's crazy.
Last hand, I just joked about running kings and aces.
That's right, folks. As the clock expired, I make an innocent joke, and the poker gods punish me for it. On the last hand, I went from even to getting dealt the second best hand in the game, to running it into the first best hand, and getting sent packing without visiting the cage. This makes it twice now that I've ran kings into aces all in pre on this vlog, in the first 6 episodes. Alright, so what did we learn? 1. To win at poker, you have to not constantly run kings into aces. 2. Don't joke about running kings into aces as your last hand gets dealt to you. 3. If you're the one holding aces and your opponent tables kings, just show the bad news. Don't make the one with kings sweat, alright? 4. Despite that, Texas is still a great place to play and I can't wait to be back. Anywhere in the state, really. Let's head to our next stop. Destination, Florida. Like and subscribe to help get my new channel going, and I'll see you next time.